are not in the wrong place. The lifers will tell you for sure you are in the place to be. That is the Life Be Lifing podcast. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are typically hosted by the hostess with the mostest, the electric and the eclectic, the witty, the wonderful, the squishy gangster. However, she's not with us tonight. So y'all are stuck with the man who typically flanks her, the your favorite fat freckled man, your favorite coach's favorite coach, and the big dog himself. Who? Yeah, 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 yeah. How's everybody doing? Of course, y'all know me. I like to before I get started, I like to check the feeds, make sure everything's running the way it's supposed to. Because every now and then, life be life and the technology be kicking my behind sometimes during some of these episodes. Y'all done seen it, man. Um, I mentioned it thousands of times my fallout with YouTube Live that hopefully at some point they correct so that I can get back to doing that. Because I know that made it more convenient for y'all. You just scroll down your timeline, see the notification, the highlight of followers, and y'all just hop on. I don't know what about just going to YouTube since people use YouTube anyway makes it that much more difficult. But hey, I do like to be as accessible to y'all and make the podcast as accessible to y'all as I possibly can. So that being said, like I said, that's just something I'm going to have to figure out how to make that work, or at least to get to another social media platform so it makes it easier for you guys to consume content. Um, Pardon the interruption. Let's see. How's everybody's week been going though? I hope everybody had a good week so far. Um, my week has been interesting to say the least. To say the least. Um, I was just telling a friend earlier, man. Like I'm a person in real life, regardless of what you see, whether I'm on, when I'm on stages, when I'm at live shows, when I'm on somebody else's platform or podcast. Yeah, cat, I got you. Um, that's my cat. I refer to her as Goldie. I'm not using her whole name because I really am not a fan of her whole name. But yeah, I'm a low key person. I like to remain low key. Despite that, I have the ability to mingle, get in where I fit, and so forth. So I like to be low key. I like to be unnoticed. If I go someplace and nobody knows me, I'm perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me. I'm actually more on alert when I go places and a bunch of people. It's one thing when I go to a familiar place or I go somewhere, to go perform, then it's different. But like if I'm going to, get a bite to eat or I'm going to work, then yeah, when too many people that, notice me or something like that, it kind of throws me off a little bit. Um, I kind of start wondering like, damn, where all this come from? Um, or when I keep running into people I know, it's like, oh, okay. Well, that was wild. And that been happening to me at work, especially this week. Um, when my childhood friends end up working at my gig, uh, a couple of weeks ago, somebody I used to hoop with back when we was young. Um, I end up seeing him. Well, I knew I would see him at the pool party. That The pool party that my fellow podcast link Philly cast member or you know fellow podcaster Dana said she would be there that she invited me to. So I knew he would be there because I know he's there taking pictures and stuff like that. So running into him there, after I seen him last year, that wasn't no particular coincidence. That was kind of expected. But running to him at my job, like literally, like we saw each other Saturday at the event, and then we ran into him at my job Monday, and it's like, oh damn. And like we shook hands or whatever, and it even clicked with him. He's like, wait, I just saw you. Like, we saw each other. It's like, yeah, everything good. You're about to start asking about, how so forth and so forth. And he's like, wait, I just saw you. And I'm like, yeah, bro, you just saw me. Um, who else? Um, I saw one of my coaching OGs the other day. I was actually walking into work and they was in their wheel. So, you know, I kind of saw a familiar face. They kind of saw a familiar face that we locked eyes and was like, oh, what's good? Who else? Uh, one of my homies I got from a mutual friend, and a couple of people that honestly I may have just helped at some point in life, whether I've helped them, helped a family member, or whatever, whatever. And the way they just spoke was like, "Hey, oh, it was good, or what's so good, OG? Da 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 da. Hey, man, how you been, man? How's everything?" And I don't recognize these people from nothing. And I actually, I'm one of the people that's cursed with being able to remember a face, even when I don't want to. Like when I don't want to recognize somebody and I want to be able to just skate past, I still be noticing them, and then I got to try to like avert my gaze because I don't be wanting that person to know that I know them. Um, but for a couple of these people, man, I mean, I swear I've never seen them before in life. And it wasn't just I worked there and them just, being cordial or just being friendly. It was literally like on a familiarity basis, but not just familiarity, like gratitude. Like, if somebody ever did something for you before, or you got good service somewhere and then you see somebody, the way you speak to them is like, hey, you're the person that, XYZ. Good to see you were, good to see you still among the land and living. Good to see you still doing well. Good to see you looking all right. Like that was the kind of energy I got from those guys. And I was kind of like, I swear I don't know these dudes from the can of paint. And I said something to my friend about it earlier, and she was like, she's not surprised at all. Um, because as many people as I know, there's a bunch of people that I've also helped. And it made me think, I probably have more helped more people than I thought I have, and maybe even help some people I didn't know I was helping. And that's a blessing. Like I'm not saying that to brag, because again, I don't even remember what I did to be sitting there like, well, yeah, I put money in his pocket. I fed his family. I, helped him out of the sword. Like I whatever these brothers was grateful for, or remembered me having done for them, it could have even been something as simple as pointing them, to the right place to go, like when they was lost or something. I don't know what it is. I really can't claim like, I can't claim no medal for that. But it's just good to know because that's one of the things that I do believe is part of my mission in life is to leave the world better than how I found it. Um, and knowing that I've done enough help to be able to forget who I've helped and what I've done, that makes me feel great, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It makes me feel absolutely great to know that that's the kind of life I've lived and that's the kind of work I've put out. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel great. Um, let's see what's going on. Okay, the YouTube is indeed up. Give me a moment. Let me make sure I can share it with the socials so that other people can, join us or join me because right now I'm the only person on. So give you guys an opportunity to get in on the conversation because I like rapping with y'all. I like rapping with y'all. Let's see. Un momento, por favor, por favor. Let me not act like I know too much Spanish. You know what I mean? Let me not. Let me not. Um, I made a post today, and this is not about the topic we're doing today, but I made a post today about, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit if I can. Um, Referring to the recent, what I consider to be slander of Kobe Bryant by a lot of these fake analysts or, sports podcasters or, whoever, talking about sports. Um, and my thing is this, like, I got a friend, I got a couple of friends who just never rated Kobe high. Like, never. Like, not like disgracefully not high, but like if he's top 10, they got him towards the bottom 10. A couple of friends I know actually got him out of the top 10, which I personally think is insane. I do. I do. Um, but at the same time, your opinion is your opinion, and I can respect that you have an opinion, no matter how wrong I think it is. That being said, um, that being said, what bothers me more, what actually just really bothers me, is all the people who seem to come out of the woodwork and trash Kobe, saying he wasn't this, he wasn't that, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Try to make it sound like this was overhyped and that was overrated. But you're saying it now. God rest his soul. But Kobe was retired for a few years before, his tragic departure from the world. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, why I wasn't saying that when homie was retired? When he was just retired, when he was still when he was still amongst the land of the living, but he was just retired. Why I wasn't saying that kind of stuff? Why I wasn't saying why I don't even want to say your boy name because I don't rock with him like that or his podcast. But why you wasn't saying that Kobe needed counters because he didn't possess elite athleticism and explosiveness and talent. And don't get me wrong, there are players that were clearly more athletic and more talented than Kobe. Like the first two I could think of is Vince and T Mac. Those dudes just their athleticism is ungodly, out of this world. But don't make it seem like Kobe ain't had nothing. Okay. Like Kobe was rookie East Bay, aka between the leg dunk, as Froby did that dunk. And then Kobe tore his Achilles and was still windmilling and dunking on two people at a time. Like let's not forget. 24 still had some pop with him. He still had some bounce. And 8 definitely got up. So, for you to go out there and talk about his lack of athleticism or explosiveness is insane. Like, again, compared to people who have more than him, I understand. But to say it like he was deficient and that's why he had counters, no. It's because unlike this particular player who not only never won a championship, only was out the first were only made it out the first round, what, once, maybe twice? I want to say once. This particular player, and if you know Hoop, then you know who I'm talking about. But again, I'm not saying his names because I don't want to give him no credit. I don't want nobody running over to go, check out what he had to say. Um, but this particular player, like, yeah, he was a bucket, but like that's it. That's really it. That's really it. Um, And when you had a devastating injury, your skills couldn't make up for the devastating injury. Like, not to say you was an absolute bum, but because your game was built on like your excellence was through your speed and everything you could do with that, on top of the skills that you had, you was a pale limitation of yourself once you no longer had the speed. Whereas in Kobe saw the long game and he knows that a lot of players who were athletic young end up having to have a different game when they get older. Um, so he learned the post game early, and it extended his career for multiple years. All this to say, because this is not this wild Kobe segment I'm having in the beginning. What I said on the post was that it's an example of how your reputation, as important as it is, I don't never want to say reputation doesn't matter. Okay. I don't never want to say reputation does not matter at all. Because let me tell you, reputation got this young man in some rooms and out of some trouble, actually, in his lifetime. Okay. I, for sure, because I had a really good reputation, got away with some stuff once or twice and got out of jams where the penalty would have been uh more severe. The penalty would have been more severe if my track record didn't stand out as me being, this type of person, this type of student, this type of employee, so forth and so on. So reputation matters. Point blank, period. Full stop. However, what matters way more than reputation is what you did, the work you actually put in, because that's what nobody can take away, right? Like somebody can spoil your reputation or you can spoil your reputation depending on, how people see things that you've done personally, you know. The the bull in jail, the R&B bull in jail, the Pied Piper bull. His reputation took a huge hit, rightfully so. It's all his fault. However, you still have people who listen to his music. Why? Well, there's multiple reasons. Now I don't want to feel like I'm dissing a whole bunch of people. But there are people who listen to his music still because the one thing that you cannot say was that he did not make entertaining music, that he did not make good music, that he did not make good songs. You can't say it. You can't say it. You can't say that that man was not talented, that he was not gifted, that he didn't make amazing music. Everything else you want to say about his personality, the kind of, what he actually did, what he's in jail for, all that kind of stuff, you have every right to knock him for that. But as far as the music he actually created, whether it's the music he recorded for himself, um, or the music he wrote for others, you can't deny that man's talent. You just can't. You be a hater and you be lying if you were to say, "Oh well, because he's a nasty behind a piece of trash, he's not talented." Those two things aren't mutually exclusive. Um, so the work that he's left behind, the body of work, the work that he's put in, um, even like that with other actors, entertainers, even when he's not in the entertainment field, people who've built things, people who've run companies, you find out things about them and you're not so keen on them. But what they've actually done in their position as CEO or the boss or whatever it is, what they've created, you know, can't be questioned. Jeff Bezos was looking funny in the light when his wife divorced him. But what you gonna say about Amazon? You know, uh, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. There was moments where they was looking funny in the light. But what you gonna say about Apple? What you gonna say about Microsoft as far as what they've actually created? Whether you like it or not, you gotta admit that they made amazing things, that they made products that last, that they made something that's going to outlive them. What they've done, the work they've put in, outlives them. Their legacy is cemented. So um, just keep that in mind as we go through our days. Like people gonna praise. That's why I personally don't take praise well. Taya and Misha was getting on me about that one time. Um, and Taya's gotten on me a couple of times about it actually. That I don't take compliments like I should or praise like I should. And it's because it's just a natural I'm naturally built to that point because the same people who at some point have praised me like I was amazing, you know, when I didn't seem so amazing, all of a sudden they acted like the work I put in didn't exist and they trashed me. They talked about me crazy. People who held me in high esteem. You hear some kind of rumor, some kind of story about me, all of a sudden I ain't that bull. Or I do something wrong, and all of a sudden I ain't the bull. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like you can't take away what I've done. You can't. You know, if somehow my reputation gets tarnished and YouTube shuts my channel down, Anybody who's actually watched the episodes, listen to Two Kings 215, listen to Life Be Life in audio, what y'all heard can't be unheard. What y'all watched can't be unwatched. People who came to the podcast Lake Philly shows, like you can't unmoment the moment. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you put in the work and you don't do anything to where you destroy your work, because that's possible. That's possible. You can't destroy the work you left behind if you do certain things. But for the most part, it's your reputation that takes the hit, but your work lives on. So, folks, put in the work, stick with it. Um, and you know, when your reputation ain't as gracious as you would like it to be, don't put your head in the sand. Don't let people get down on you too much, and just keep pushing. That's the best thing I could tell you. All right, let me check. Myron, what's good, bro? What's good, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Again, I don't know why Riverside is not showing who's in the live chat. Um, but thankfully, technology offers you more than one window, literally. Um, Myra said Kobe always had haters, but now it's safe to come out the closet. And that's how it be in real life, though. That's how it be in real life, where there's always somebody who wasn't a fan of you. There's always somebody who didn't like you. Always. It was always somebody who questioned whether or not the people who liked you and the people who praised you were on point for doing so. Like whether those compliments and those praises were valid. Because people always thought it wasn't. People always gonna speak down on you if it's safe to do in public, right? Like they, for the most part, they keep it to themselves, and it's not until you take the fall. Hey, Keish, sponsor in the chat, sponsor in the live chat. Whoop de whoop. Um, it's always it's always somebody who wants to speak ill of you. But a lot of times, people scared to speak ill of you in public if they don't have nobody who's going to back them up. Like me personally, if I don't like you, I don't care if everybody else loves you. If I think you ain't ish, I don't care that everybody think you the best thing since sliced bread. I was that way with Derek Jackson. Uh, I was that way with who else was I that way with, man? I was that way with a lot of people. You know, I if I don't care if everybody, and if I think you on point, it doesn't matter what everybody else says about you. If I think you on point, I think you on point, and nobody's gonna convince me that you're not. Um, like it's gonna take more than how somebody else. Let me put it this way: it's gonna take more than how somebody else feels about you to make me look at you like you not who I believe you to be or who I've seen you be. Like if you sturdy, somebody's going to have to prove to me that you're not sturdy. I don't care if a rumor got out about you being sturdy. It's going to have to come with proof. A rumor not going to be able to do it for me. Um, so I had so I'll be honest with y'all. I had a topic, but I really want to save it for when we have Mish because I believe it's a far better conversation with both the male and female counterpart being had. So uh, let's talk about a couple of things. Let's talk about a couple of things I had want to discuss. Um, Sorry, because I actually got to change the episode in my head so I could go back. Well, not in my head. I had to type it and write it down so that I know to go back and edit it later. Because again, I had the premise, I had the title of the show, but again, without Mish on the episode, I think it does the topic of the service. Um, Meanwhile, Meanwhile, there were some things that I'd like to discuss with you guys, and it's kind of going to be a little bit random, and this episode is not going to be as long because it's going to be me talking. And I told y'all, I don't like hearing myself talk, but for so long, I just don't. So, um, again, I'm not a proponent or participant in the gender wars, but there's been something I've been noticing um in these quote unquote dating conversations, because I ain't gonna lie, some of them is just saying like y'all don't want to date each other. And not on those stuff where it's like, you know, you must be gay. No, it's just like y'all don't like each other enough to really do what it takes to date each other successfully. Um, this whole so let's be clear about things, right? Let's be clear about things, folks. One thing we know for sure, one thing we know for sure, right, is that no matter how much money, and please feel free to correct me in the comments or in the live chat if I'm wrong. But no matter how much money a man gives a woman, he is not entitled to anything from said woman. She doesn't have to give him her body, her phone number, her attention, or her affection. Technically, she doesn't even have to give him a thank you. She could just take the bread, and if he gonna give her the bread without having any, agreements to where she has to, agree to do this to get the bread, she gets the bread, and she could just dip. They ain't even got to throw. They ain't even got to checkboard the deuces. Just fade out like she disappeared. You know what I mean? I think we could agree that that's the way it goes, right? Like that's not something to be questioned. That's not something to be argued about. And if we can all agree on that and that being fair, I still don't know how in 2025 $40 says otherwise. No, that's a good agreement. See, that's the difference. That's the difference, Myron. That's about an agreement. That's what I'm saying. Then when you get into agreement with somebody for some bread, then yeah, they entitled. That service is rendered, that service is paid for. That's all I'm saying. That $40 is a that $40 is, you know that $40 ain't a gift. And that's all I'm saying. That's for services, you know. And if a shorty is that type of shorty where it's like, you know, you got to pay to play, then brother, you got to pay to play. You got to pay to play. You know what I mean? You got to throw them greenbacks to hit from the back. You know what I mean? If that's the way she gets, that's the way she calling it. And you said you want to play, that's the way it go, brother. Just that simple. But I'm talking about, just how some dudes, they can't court her, so they bought her. You know what I mean? They throw money around because it's going, make her want to be in their presence, or they think it's going to get them the girl because the girl's going to be impressed with money. So they throw money at the girl. You know what I mean? Throw money at the lady. It don't always work out the way they want it to work out. You can't be mad. You should have thrown the money at her. It's that simple. She doesn't owe it to you because you two did not come to an agreement before you gave her the money. Just like if you go in the store and you just hand a cashier money and then you try to leave out with something. Whoa, what you doing? Oh yeah, I gave you that money, so I'm leaving out the store with this. Uh, that's not even the same price. Like you can't do that. Now, what you can do is say, hey, I'm giving you said bread to go get something and then, go get whatever it is and just walk out the stuff. But you can't just leave money up there on the counter, go back, get something, walk out the store and think you ain't finna have a problem. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So at the end of the day, communication rule the nation. But if you just giving out the money because, that's the only way to keep her eye or get her to look at you, then man, it's your problem. However, like I said, I don't get how in this 2025 you still have women, grown women, but they say at this big age, who think that because they give a man their time, because they give a man their affection, or because they give a man their body, they're entitled to that man's wallet. How? How? Boy, how? You crazy. You crazy, shorty. You're crazy. You're crazy. You are absolutely crazy. And I know this might get back to some woman and she's gonna say, you know, trying to, make an equivalence between, a human body and cash is blah 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 wah, wah, wah. But the fact is, you're the one making it that way if you think that your body, time, energy, presence, if you believe that that's genuine, like if you think that's genuinely entitles you to money, you're out of pocket. Now, again, just like I said with Myron in the 40, if you want to set it up to where you're only going to kick it with a man if he provides finances, you're only going to give him a phone number to reach you if he cash apps you. You're only going to give him cheeks if he pays bills, you know, and not a dollar or dime sooner. Hey, go ahead, yo. Go ahead, sell it. Sell it. Like I think the whole thing about some people think that Keish said some people think that everything is transactional. There's a Myron said there's a flip side. She's not entitled to his time if she gives him some too. I agree, bro. I agree. I agree. And you actually beat me to the other point I was going to make. So let me stick with this whole transactional thing that Keisha's mentioning that you done said that. You have to agree. The thing about a transaction is it has to be agreed upon. Like you don't have to agree on fines or taxes. You don't have to agree on that. The institution establishes if you do this, we take this money from you. That's a tax, that's a fine, that's a completely different situation. But when it comes to, I expect to get this if you want that from me, that's transactional. That's not reciprocal. It's transactional. There's a difference between reciprocal. You know what I mean? She got it for your crowd. You wow. Um, there's a difference between reciprocal and transactional. Reciprocal is because you look after me, and because I appreciate how you look after me, I'm gonna look after you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's completely different. We beefing. Good call back. Good call back, Myron. Good call back. Good call back to the last episode. Um, but that's episode 83. What's beef? If y'all didn't watch it already. But I think that it's just insane, like to the point where you have women acting like they're literally teaching game or giving women game on how to uh, be entitled. My thing is just be the prostitute that you are. And when I say it, I know somebody's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, men love to call women hoes and prostitutes and so forth and so on." Listen, listen, listen closely and listen clearly. If you're giving up your body in exchange for payment, it is prostitution. Now, if you want to get technical and say when it comes to your time, since you're not giving up your body necessarily, cool, then you're an escort. So either be an escort or be a prostitute and just have your fees and your rates. Have them up front. Have them up front. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's nothing wrong. Me personal, I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. I know people gonna make prostitutes and sex workers sound like they the worst kinds of people. They should be ashamed of themselves forever, and they're less than dirt. I'm not one of them people. If that's how you gonna get it, how you live, then that's how you gonna get it, how you live. I got too many of my own sins to judge you for trying to use your feminine or masculine wiles, okay? Because we know the homosexuals be out there laying pipe for bread and for a place to stay. That's just what it is. But then y'all gotta let it be what it is. That's all I'm saying. It can't just be an expectation just because, oh, I exist, then I deserve it. Like we throw that deserve word around way too much. Way too much. Way too much. You like to tell your homegirl, oh, you deserve better. You deserve better. Because she had this breakup with boy. You deserve better. Does she? Like, are you being honest with her? Does she deserve better? Is she that good partner? I don't think that you just get to deserve the best things in life just for existing. Like you deserve the bare minimum for just existing, right? Like uh we deserve to not be attacked for no reason. Like I think everybody who's not out there doing something to somebody deserves safety. Um, you know, I correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that anybody who's out there not doing something to somebody deserves safety. I believe if you're not disrespecting people, you deserve respect. Like those are the kind of things where you could just say, because I live and breathe, I deserve this, that, and the other. You don't deserve the finer things in life just because you were born. You don't deserve trips to Cabo just because you have a nice body. You don't deserve to lead your household just because you was born with a penis. You know what I'm saying? So, um, these two cutting up in the chat. Um, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that this whole entitlement thing and this whole everybody want to speak about what they deserve thing, I think it's out of hand. I know it's out of hand because you got people not willing to put in any work, whether it's the self work or whether that's exactly what I'm saying, though, Keith. That's why I said, like, you got dudes who think they deserve to be the head of their household just because they're a male. No, 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 you don't. You don't deserve king treatment just because you're a born male. No, sir. You don't deserve queen treatment just because you was born a female. No, man. No, man. You have to be royalty to deserve said treatment. And not everybody is royalty. Like, not everybody is royalty. Maybe in your own home, you could set it up that way. When you leave outside, that's not the case. And some people not necessarily even royalty in their own home. If we're gonna keep it 1,000, if we're gonna keep it 1,000. So all I'm saying is do the work. Now the man is the head of the household. Not if he can't uphold. Not if he can't uphold the responsibilities. I disagree because I don't. If you can't handle none of your responsibilities, I don't even really look at you like a man. You're a male. You're a male, and I don't mean. And again, I'm not one of the people that think, oh, because a man ain't got bread, he not a man. No, he's still a man. He's still a man. If he can't fight, he's still a man. If he's short, he's still a man. If he doesn't have an extensive education, he's still a man. There are many things that go into being a man, to where you can't just strip somebody of it. But there's some of these dudes out here that are not, and we know those type of dudes. And just because you're in a household, don't mean you get to be the head of the household just because you're male and you live there. Nah, If you're not holding it down, excuse me, if you're not holding it down, if you refuse to move in your role and step up to your role, then nah. Especially if your lady got to handle everything. How are you there? Nah, bro. Nah. She gonna start a mutiny if she think it's sweet. But that's what's gonna happen, and that's my point. You deserve to have a mutiny. Just like those places that have rebellions and that have a coup, you deserve all that. If you're not stepping right, you deserve all that. You're asking for it. It's unavoidable. It should be unavoidable. There shouldn't be no woman sitting there, you know, uh, following a fool just because he got, a gat and a sack. Like, for what? For what? Nah, nah, nah. You said he better fall in line. So he could fall in line, but honestly, I actually don't even think the woman should be with him. Like that's the part that I don't understand. That's the part that I don't understand. That's a whole nother conversation to have, I guess. I don't understand like when I hear about women say that they run their households and they the head of their household and they the boss of their household when they have a man there. I'm like, why exactly would he? Like, what does that do for you? It sounds like you got some control issues. Um, but hey, yeah, all that to head back to my point, man. Um, if you wanna move in a transactional fashion, stand on it. Otherwise, you only get what you give. You only deserve to get what you're giving and what you're willing to get at that point. Excuse me. And they go in the chat. Now, Keish, if you have certain criteria before you take over, you were running things the whole time. That's a good point, Myra. That's a good point. That is a good point, Myra. That is a good point. Keish said, trust me, a soft life is always the goal. I wish that y'all would just like come together as women and figure out what y'all mean by the soft life. Because I'm tired of hearing that term simply because it's too many answers to it. It doesn't make sense. Cat, you don't have the you probably have the soft life, cat. Get from behind my tripod before you knock it over with your nonsense. I yeah, the soft life thing always kind of as you see, it raises my eyebrows. It what they say in New York, it scuffs my Timbs. Um, yeah, because like I said, y'all just be saying anything to answer what the soft life is. So, well, y'all have a conference and come together and figure out what that's supposed to be. All right. Like I said, I only got but so much to talk about before I get tired of hearing my voice. Um, and because again, the topic was really built just for two people. Not even just for two people, because it was built to be a back and forth conversation where you have a male perspective and a female perspective. I don't feel comfortable doing it without my amazing and stunning co-host. So I'm gonna wrap this episode up for us tonight. Um, Apologies for not starting at 9. Um, I was just having some technical difficulties that went way above my head. Like I don't know why my laptop kept shutting off or why my phone was minimizing my visual window for Riverside to where I couldn't see how I was going to look here. And I definitely don't want to take no chance starting no recording to where I can't see. I have no idea, what the camera is showing y'all whole time. Y'all hearing me talking, and then y'all just seeing like my cup. enlarged and zoomed in. uh, y'all chatting it up though. Not my cry. Myron said exactly. Get off the boat. Don't start mutiny. And Key said, not my criteria. It's the head of household criteria. I respect that. If I was the captain of the boat before you came, you have to be able to take over. I'm not just going to give you the title without the responsibility. Then don't invite him on the boat. That's the part that I never understand. That's the part that I never understand when y'all have that conversation. I'm not just gonna give it to you because uh I'm not just gonna give you the title without the responsibility. Sure. Why are you dealing with somebody who won't take the responsibility? That's the part that always goes over my head. And that is why, men, it needs to be your ship. It needs to be your ship, not you getting on her ship and she handing you the reins or handing you the wheel. It needs to be your ship. I hate to sound anything like them red pill dudes, but you have to have a program and she has to be able to get on your program. And it's not saying that as if, she don't get any, like y'all don't come together as a meeting of the minds. Um, Yeah, I hear you, Kat. It's not like y'all not coming together with a meeting of the minds. It's not like, you know, I do, I say, and you do. It's not that either. Like let's not act weird about that. Uh he said a soft life for me is the opposite of a strong black woman life. Okay, okay. Um, okay. I'll take that. I'll take that as your answer. Myra said true, but once you get on my ship, we both know who the captain is. I so wish we could call phone in. Um, I mean, you can jump in you could jump in on an episode and just turn your camera off if y'all feel so led as to jump in and have this conversation go wherever y'all taking it. I invite y'all and I'll send y'all the link. I can send y'all the link now if that's what y'all want to do. If that's where y'all want to take this conversation. My boat, your boat depends on the situation. I agree that it I agree that it depends on the situation, Keish. I do. I do. Because you do have situations where um the woman had her life set up and was already going in a particular direction, and then she meets a dude and he doesn't have his life going in any particular direction, but because she wants to be with this guy, he attaches himself to what she has going on, and then yeah, you getting on her boat at that point. Say less you know. Okay. All right. All right. So, okay, y'all, we about to get interesting. We are about to get interesting. Cause now we'll be inviting folks on. Give me one moment, y'all, while I do that. Let's see. What is that? Huh, what to say? Okay. All right. I just sent the links out to Myron, aka number one chat fan, the number one chat fan, and to the sponsor, Keish with the Case, the owner of Simply the Shea Catering and co-owner of Second Line Express. They're having an interesting conversation in the chat, and we are about to bring it to the forefront. So waiting on them to join up to see where this conversation goes. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was about to wrap this episode up. I was about to wrap it up, but I do like uh I do like when conversations happen, organically, and I don't be trying to cut it off. Like, all right, man, 45 minutes in, y'all gotta shut up. Like, takes away from the fun a little bit. So as we await them, uh, for those who may not see this and see the live chat as it's happening, uh, this somehow came out of my conversation about and entitlement and transactional uh, relationships. Um, and I'll be honest, speaking mainly to the male female dynamic. Um, I'm sure that there is entitlement amongst same sex um, dynamics or anywhere along the LGBTQ spectrum. Uh, I'm not well versed enough to know exactly how to explain that, but I'm sure there is entitlement and transactional relationships because that just happens between human beings. Just to be honest, happens between human beings one way or another, regardless of what you identify as. However, I don't know enough about their situation to speak on it, so I ain't finna speak on it. Keish is between human beings one way
You.
or another, regardless of what you identify
I had to turn this down. It's delayed.
as. All right, cool, cool, cool. Um, you got your headphones in or your earbuds in?
I'm currently looking for him right now. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Or
I can hear you clearly, actually.
oh, okay, cool. Cause
I
I'm
can hear
scared
you
to move
clearly.
this little boy.
Yeah, I bet. I just didn't want to be too much echo in the background. And I can't turn your echo off because we already started recording and I didn't know I'd be having guests tonight.
Now. Let me see what I can do. Hang on, upside down. Oh boy.
Oh, well, you good right now. I actually don't hear the echo.
All right.
So let's rock like this. Waiting for Myron to join us now. I was just kind of giving a recap as to how we got here.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, by the way? How's everything? How's my nephew?
Good. He's good. We're good. We spent all day in the heat, but it's cool.
Hey, he cooked
It's
me
so
today.
nasty. Listen.
Cooked me today. Call myself even just having to
Yo, yo.
walk to the bus stop. Brother Myron,
Hey,
what's
Good
good, my
evening, sir.
guy?
what's up? Chilling, man. Can you call it?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Glad to have you both on. So yeah, since go ahead and continue the conversation. I'm gonna sit back like the ref, like the moderator. Go ahead and continue your points.
Not the ref. We not beefing. I
No,
told
that's
The
why I
Myron,
beef
changed
is
it to
go
over.
in
moderator.
the
The
That's why I
beef was
changed it to
over when
moderator.
the beef was over once you acknowledged I was the number one
oh my
wiper.
goodness. Yeah, I'll let you have that so I'm the sponsor. We all have to have a title.
You got the sponsor, you got the cakes. Come on, I gotta have something.
Right. Yeah. See, everybody gotta have a title. I wasn't trying to fight about it. I'll let you have it. You always on here even when I can't make it. So I can't deny it. You got the
All
crown.
right. Good. No more
I
beef.
love it. I love it. I love it. No more beef till I go get dinner. Um,
All right.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Goody.
So what
hungry
was you
as
saying?
hell
You said
too.
you wish you could call in. You wish you could call in. Cause what?
Right, right. Go ahead and kick it, Keish, since you wished you could call in so you could say,
My bad. As soon as I started talking, this little boy just wanted to, he wanted to
it's
join in.
cool. What's up, nephew? That's Denver, y'all. You always hear me talk about Denver, mom. That's Denver.
Okay.
Yes. He don't
Podcast
like me
nephew.
talking to other people.
Babies do like keeping their mama to themselves.
I'm
That's how
telling
it
you,
is.
we both gonna cry when I go back to work.
I'm sure y'all will.
But let me see. I gotta think back now. So we was talking about, well, you already cleared the part up about what I said about my boat, your boat. It depends on the situation. Because definitely it's just not always like, okay, I'm jumping on your boat. It's not, I'm picking the wrong person because he's jumping on mine. It's not always an ideal situation, but you love who you love and you figure it out. So
True, true.
sometimes that's just not it.
But I am saying no, it don't matter who boat it is. They got it. It's only one captain on the boat. It ain't the woman.
I
Mm.
agree, it's only one captain, but sometimes it is the woman. Sometimes,
Shouldn't
unfortunately, it
be.
is. It should not be. I
But
agree with
say,
you.
but say it's not. Say it's the man. The woman can't decide like, okay, he's not the captain no more. I'm the captain.
Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah,
Shut
yeah,
up,
yeah.
because
Look at
that's all I keep thinking
I'm the
about every
captain
time he
now.
say,
him.
I'm the.
You can't do that.
No, no, you
Damn,
can't.
my hands
You
ashy. Good
what?
lord.
You gonna
I'm
ruin the boat.
crying. Go ahead, grab that
You never
lotion.
see Crimson Tide?
Pause. Shut up,
Listen,
Dad.
I get it, but if the men stop driving the boat, somebody got to take the wheel. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you gotta get off the. You just gotta get off the shit then, because you can't just be like, all right, I'm the captain, and then what? And then become like, okay, you the captain again.
So okay, ideally,
Once
Ooh,
they
that's a
get
right?
it
good point.
together,
That's a good point.
what are they gonna be the captain again? Like, all right, you the captain again. You're like, I ain't the captain.
That's a
I
good
mean, if you could
point,
take the
Byron.
wheel, it depends on why you let it go. For
It
Let's
example,
don't
talk this
depend. No,
out. Yeah,
no,
let's
no, no,
talk
no,
this
no.
out.
no, no, listen,
No,
hear me
let's
out,
talk this
Byron.
out.
Go
Listen.
ahead, go. I hear you out. Go ahead.
So I had a conversation, and Nari actually was a part of this conversation. He heard what the person said,
Okay.
and this particular person said, if their boyfriend, significant other, or whatever lost their job, they gotta
Mm-hmm.
go.
Right.
Just flat out. Just no rhyme or reason why. No, I'm gonna give him some time to get back on his feet. None of that.
Right.
It's just no matter what, he lost his job, he just out. I
Right.
don't necessarily believe in that because I mean life be lifing. You get what I'm saying? Especially
True.
now. Like we in a time where, you might have a good job, a very secure job today, and then tomorrow they cutting your whole department. So now
Right.
I'm supposed to let you go as a partner because you were let go from your job? I don't that's not
Yeah. No.
that's
No.
not a
No.
real relationship. That's not love.
But it only sounds to me like you disagreeing with her criteria, but you still got criteria.
There's always going to be criteria.
So y'all still agree on the more important level.
What, that he got to go or that there's
Yeah. Once he
criteria? I never
that's the
said he had to
criteria.
go.
The
Long as
criteria
you
is once he reaches a certain threshold, you taking over.
That don't mean
That
he
means
leaving. That mean I'm now the captain.
nah. See, look. No, no, no. So I'm gonna give it to you in another analogy, right? See, we both in a car, right? It's your car, but I'm driving, right? It
Mm-hmm.
don't matter. It don't matter what we saying or what you're saying. You're letting me drive because at any moment you can say, "Pull my shit over and get out." I'm driving now. I'm the captain now. Pull over. I'm driving. But if it's our car or my car, you can't do that. You're not letting me drive. I'm driving. See, women tend to think that I'll let you be the man. I'll let you lead. I'll let you do that. They just driving from the passenger seat. A lot of times they driving from the passenger seat and don't even know it. But they really in their heart believe that, oh, I could take over if something get bad. No, you can't. If I'm in my car and you don't like the way I'm driving, there's no way you can take over. That's
Okay,
it.
but
I'm
so
driving. You
just
can get
now you
out.
said it's if it's our car, right?
Yeah, even if it's our car, right?
So even in a relationship, like car, boat, whatever. Is that what you believe is now? It's our. This is both of ours, but you're the one in control.
Right. I'm leading. So I'm the captain. It's only one captain. It's not two captains.
Yeah, but
It's
before
not
you
like
was
an
talking about
assistant captain.
regardless, it's your boat. So now it's our car, but it was your boat.
I said, everything said in the comments. It can be our boat too. It don't have to be my boat. It could be our boat, but it's not your boat. Is what I said.
Well,
It's not your boat. It's not your car.
it's not once we come
So it's
together.
right. So it's either
But
mine or it's ours.
initially, somebody got to get into somebody else's stuff unless we build it together.
That's what I'm saying. So you not get. I can't. I'm not getting into your boat because then you'll be driving. You'll be the captain. You in your mind, you the captain. It don't matter what I'm doing. You judging it, waiting for me to slip up. Then you taking over because it's your boat.
I don't have to be judging it for it to have originally been my boat, though.
Yeah, but you. Yes, but if I'm the captain, you steady judging me. Like you see an iceberg, but I say it's not an iceberg, and I'm like, chill. I'm the captain. I do this. It's not an iceberg. It's a mirage. And you like, no, it's an iceberg. We're gonna hit it. And I'm like, no, chill. This is where we're going. Eventually, if you grab the wheel, you thought you was the captain. You're supposed to fall back
Well, let me
or
ask
jump
you:
off
is
the
it
boat. You can jump off the boat, get a lifeboat, and bounce.
okay? But who's in disbelief? Is it actually an iceberg or is it a mirage? Because all that stuff matters.
Exact. What you mean it matters?
It
How you
does
know in
matter.
the middle? How do you know in the moment whether
What do you
in the
mean?
moment is in the moment for you is actually an iceberg, and the moment for him is actually a mirage.
What? No.
So
If
what you
we
gonna
on the
do?
boat, no, nah. If we on the
What you
boat, yo,
Welcome
mean?
we
to
What you
both
gonna do?
Myronism.
looking.
Welcome to Myronism.
If
What you
we
gonna
both
do?
looking the same way, right? Now
Right.
my eyesight might not be yours, but I said, hey yo, it's an iceberg right there.
And I'm like, no, you seasick.
So somebody's losing it. Like we
Right,
gotta
somebody
find,
losing it, but the question
but
is what you gonna do?
it really depends.
On
I'm
what? You got the situation, what it depend on.
I would be a fool if we get close enough and it's really an iceberg and not let us sink.
So what you
Cause you
gonna
want to say
do?
it's a mirage.
No, but what you gonna do is the question. You bet not grab this well, I know that.
Why not? You telling me to jump off the boat?
I'm the
You done lost
captain.
it. You done
I'm the
You
cat.
better
See,
jump
look,
off.
you know what? You know what I'm gonna say? Like, put her in the bridge.
Listen,
Put her in the
you
bridge.
done
She
you done
crazy. She
lost it.
lost it. You know, she
I
trying to
done
grab
lost
the
it, but you
wheel.
talk about that iceberg is a mirage. What?
It is though.
Oh, in your mind,
I'm the captain though.
it don't matter that you the captain.
See what I'm saying?
A real thing is a real thing. If we
All
looking
right,
at an
look.
iceberg, but you don't want to
Okay.
believe it.
All right, let's switch it up
That's
now.
like, for example, our finances
Go
are
ahead.
in the dump, but you don't want to believe that. You want to believe, we still in a good place. And I'm telling you, we totally in the red. We maxed out.
Okay.
One is a reality, and one is just what you want to believe.
So
At
let
the
me
end
ask
of
you
the
this.
day, we got to bust a move on what the reality is.
I hear you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So say, well, what about at your job? Right? You got
Mm-hmm.
supervisors and managers and bosses and CEOs and owners, right? At
Mm-hmm.
a corporate job. I don't know about your job specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, say the CEO is making bad decisions. You work at Walmart. You a Walmart greeter, right? Or no, just say you on the register, right? I ain't trying to
Wow,
play
I
you,
gotta be the
man. You
greeter.
stocking shelves. You stocking shelves, right? You stocking shelves. You good? You a supervisor, right? Now, at
Uh,
what point, right? At what point when the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, when they start making bad decisions, at what point do you take over Walmart and say, I'm running Walmart now? Because the stock is, look at the stock. It's undeniable. Shit's tumbling. We about to go out of business. They just closed 15 stores. At what point do you take over and say, I run Walmart now? Or do you recognize your place within that structure and never step out of it?
Me having such a low place and you being the CEO or the man or whoever
I
being the
didn't say
CEO is
me. I didn't say
wow.
okay.
No, it's
I didn't
wow
say
because
me. I mean, okay. So you the vice president. At what point
I
do you say I'm taking over Walmart? You the vice president. Okay, you the vice president. At what point are you taking over Walmart?
That's a
well,
better comparison, bro.
realistically speaking, there would be a board. So there's no one person making this decision.
Well,
We're
exactly.
all
So
going to come
no,
to
no,
an
no, no, no.
agreement. Uh huh.
At what point are you gonna jump over all of that structure and say, I'm taking over since y'all running this shit into the ground, in my opinion, I'm gonna take over now because obviously y'all doing a bad job, in my opinion. When are you gonna do that? I say you'll never do it.
So if I'm the greeter, if I'm the cashier, it's never going to happen. No
No,
matter
you the
what I
vice
do, I can
president.
talk all
No,
the
you the
trade. No, no,
vice
no.
president.
Let me go through all your
Go ahead, go ahead,
examples.
go ahead, go
Okay,
If I'm
okay.
ahead.
either one of those, I can talk all the trash in the break room I want. It's not
Right,
going to matter. Either I'm going to quit this
right.
job or I'm going to continue with the foolishness that's going on.
Right.
That's those are the only two options that I have at that low status
As a greeter, okay. Now you're a
as a greeter.
supervisor.
That's still, if we talking about CEOs and VIPs, I ain't got it.
Right, right. So at
Let's
what
use my job realistically. I'm a supervisor, right? So
All right.
people think you got a little pull. Don't no. I'm just a messenger in between the workers and the managers. But here's the thing:
right.
everybody gets mad at me. Like I make the decisions. I don't. If the managers say X, Y, and Z, that's what I got to go with. Or I can be rebellious. Or I can find me another job. Those are my options. It's
Which
all
one you
about what
should
level
do?
you're on.
Which one should you do? No, no,
Which
no,
one
no,
I
no.
should do if I want to keep
Yeah,
my job?
which one? Yeah.
I
Yes, if
can
you
do
want
all
to
of them
keep
and
your
still keep my
job, which
job.
one should you do? Huh?
I could do any one of them and still keep my job. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Okay,
True.
which one should you do as a good supervisor? Say it's not the
It's
say it's
not
not
about
the
what I
it's
should
not
do. It's
it's
about
not the
what's
manager, it's the
effective.
big wig.
It's about what's effective
It's
realistically.
the big
In this
wigs that's running the
scenario, in a
place.
relationship, in anything.
No, but at what
Because I
point
can
do
do
you
whatever I want to do. Everybody has a choice. But
no
what's
no
going to
no
be
but what
most effective for us?
right. Which one are you gonna take over and say, no, I know you said A, but we gonna do B because I decided it was better, even though that was your job.
Oh yeah, I've done that in many meetings. We're not doing that in my unit. Just not doing it.
You just
Right.
overrode your manager.
Yeah, y'all can tell us what y'all want us to do, but at the end of the day, we not doing that. Is that
Oh,
effective,
okay, so
Myra?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say
Exactly.
Pause
It's
for
not
one quick
effective, but
that's
I
second,
have
bad
that
y'all.
choice.
employee work. That's bad work.
Oh well,
I
then
just
I'm
wanna
still
I
got
we
my
just
talking
wanna
about
job.
we
drop
talking
a
about. I thought we was talking about
hold
what
on,
we
y'all.
should do and shouldn't do.
Hold on, y'all. I just want to drop in a quick reference note, if I may. This conversation is good. I just want to drop in a quick reference note, if I may, because Keisha might pick up on this. Keish, remember
Mhm.
when you brought your homegirl to Two Kings 215
Yes.
and we did an episode and the parallel between relationship and work came up
Uh huh.
and
Uh-oh.
her and Ace was not trying to hear it?
Uh huh.
It reminds me very much of that particular conversation.
Okay.
It reminds me very much of that conversation. So, for the audience watching this, go back to our prior podcast, my prior podcast, Two Kings 215. That's Two Kings with a Z at the end, 215. And check out episodes 18 and 19 on all audio platforms, Spotify, Apple, so forth and so on. Protection and submission,
Mhm.
episode 18 and
Yes.
episode 19. Go
Yes.
check
Dang.
those out because we had this conversation and you would be entertained to hear how much
Mhm.
that young lady fought this notion.
Mhm.
Like y'all see how Myron and Keisha had this conversation and just went with it. It did not go that
Mhm.
smoothly.
That
Just
is
just for
wild.
I,
That's my
I
point.
just for y'all to go back. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised, or you might not be surprised. But
You won't
anyway,
be
just had to drop
disappointed.
that in. You,
Hey,
you
Keish.
just might
All
be.
right, hold up. Keish, you Keish with the cake. So you bake cakes, I assume, right?
Yes.
You have
Better
employees?
that better be the assumption you making.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, listen,
Nowadays, yeah.
2025. I don't know what kind of handle that is. but but you got employees?
No,
No?
no, I'm solo
Not yet.
dolo.
Well, say you scaled up and you got employees and you like, all right, I need these cupcakes done by tomorrow and I need these specific kinds. You give them the details of the frosting and all that, and they just do what they want to do because they think it's better, and they think you running your company bad.
And they're
Well,
gonna be
what's
fired.
going to happen?
You're gonna be fired.
Exactly. All
But
right,
that,
so I feel
and
like you
I
agree with me.
understand it because I understand exactly what you're saying on every level, like every example.
All
However,
right, so okay,
getting
so
back
wait,
to
wait,
a
wait, wait, wait. If you
relationship,
wait, hold up. If you understand what I'm saying, all I'm saying is this: doing other than believing if you disagree that much and trying to take over and all of that is unacceptable. I'm not saying that you're not allowed to do it. You got free will. It's just unacceptable in a relationship. That's all I'm saying. And
Mm,
you just acknowledge that by saying you would fire them because they can do it because they got free will, but you're gonna fire them because that's not what they're supposed to do.
mm. So
Because you
what
the
you're
right?
captain.
saying
So every
is,
relationship is not the same.
if you what you're
Go
saying
ahead.
is,
It's
if
the
she took over
principle
the
that's the
captain
same.
role, homeboy should kick off the boat.
Yes, he should be gone.
Mm,
If if
mm,
if
You
if
said,
I feel like a chick is feel like she the captain and she letting me be a man and she letting me do all this, I'm not getting on the boat. Whether if it's our boat, her boat, my boat, ain't we not gonna be on the boat together. It's only one
see,
captain.
but
Ain't no
the
co-captain.
assumption is still that I'm letting you be the captain. At the end of the day, only one person can be the captain at a time. That does not mean that it has to be the man, or well, let me backtrack before y'all think something otherwise.
Go ahead.
okay.
Ideally, ideally, yes, it should be the man. That is your role. What I'm saying is, just like I was saying about the particular person who said, if my man lose his job, he's out. I'm not that type of partner. There are times when your partner needs to take the wheel. That does not mean that I have any less respect for you, but right now I'm driving because I have to. Somebody has to drive.
No.
That's all I'm saying. No? So
The
if you
only
lose
time
your
you
job
drive and listen,
today,
only
okay.
time you taking the wheel is if I say take the wheel. The co-pilot, the co-pilot flies the plane when the pilot says it's okay to fly the plane. You don't grab the
Or when the pilot becomes incapacitated.
Exactly.
incapacitated. Yes, incapacitated, not unable to just not just being evaluated like you're not doing a good job, but like physically
Well,
incapacitated.
technically, they're allowed to. If they feel as though the pilot is steering them into danger, they are allowed to take over as the co-pilot.
Nah, that's only in extreme situations, and it has to be obvious. And even still, it can come with some consequences.
If you lose your
You got to
job, that's
justify
not
that.
an extreme
You got to
situation.
justify it.
No,
Agreed. Agreed. You got to be able to justify it.
Okay.
no,
No. So if you lose your job and we live in paycheck to paycheck and now you're not able to pay the bills and I have to take over the bills.
So why you
taking
the
over the
captain?
bills ain't taking the wheel.
That
Yeah.
Ain't
is
taking the
taking the
bill.
wheel.
No,
That's
no, it's
No,
not
it's
not.
taking the
not.
wheel.
No,
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 it's
it's not.
not.
No, it's
So
not.
No,
I'm not controlling everything right now.
that's only
Not
one of the
I'm not
duties on the
saying in
boat.
like
One of the
I'm not
many
talking
captain
about respect or
responsibilities.
You're
anything like
contrib-
that.
you're contributing financially.
What do you
Right.
mean I'm contributing? What do you mean? If he was the one
You,
that was paying all the bills and now he's
right,
no longer working, how am I
right.
now just contributing? I'm
So
paying all the bills.
so here's the question: was he only the captain because he was paying all the bills?
It depends on what you mean by the captain.
For
No, no,
sure. So that's what I'm saying.
no,
I don't
no.
feel like the title
You're
get
making
lost.
it sound like it depends on what it means by being the captain, because I think the captain is more than just paying bills, just like the head of household. As I said, it's more than just paying bills, because you can have somebody who give you all the money to pay the bills, or sets the if he got bread like that, just set it on auto pay. He's not running your house though.
Exactly.
He's not
So
making sure that
Exactly.
things get done. He's just like, ah, there you go.
so if
I
he
got the money where I don't even have to go back and check on it.
so if he's giving me the money and I'm the one physically paying the bills, I'm now the head of the household. Is that what you're saying?
No. No, who
No,
said that?
no,
I'm
that's
not
not what
saying
I'm
that
saying at
either.
all.
That's what
That's not
I'm
what I'm saying at
saying.
all.
Like,
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. That's why I'm saying being the head of household is more than financial. Because whether it's his money that pays all the bills and you are the person who's who's distributing it, you know what I'm saying? Or whether he's both distributing it and paying it, it takes more than finances to be the head of your household. Because
I
there's dudes who are the head of the household, even though the woman is the one who brings in the money, who
and that
brings in
it
more money.
depending on how your
Exactly.
household is structured.
I mean, listen. I don't think that finances should be the end all be all. I
I'm
don't.
not saying that it is.
So I mean, because you say depending on how it's structured, I mean that could go for anything. You know what I'm saying? There could be bums who's allowed to be the head of their household, depending on how it's structured.
Exactly.
And
So
that's what I'm saying.
that's not really
If you're a bum, and when I say bum, I mean you're not contributing no type of way, not
nothing.
just
Yeah,
financially. You're
yeah.
not the head. You're not
You're
the
a leash.
captain.
You are if she
No.
allows you to be, but
And
he shouldn't be on the boat.
that's
You
He
that
shouldn't
type
are
be
of
on
if
the boat with
situation
him.
where she
if
allows you to
no,
be.
listen.
That's
If
not
you're
what I'm
in
saying.
the
This
Hmm?
is
relationship, he should be the head of the household.
Myron.
And that's why he shouldn't be in a relationship with that man.
Don't be in a relationship with him.
But again, what I'm saying, what we're saying and agreeing about her letting him be, just like you say, it's my car, but I'm letting you drive. That's not the type of
No,
relationship I'm talking about. If he's a bum, but she's still letting him believe he's the head of household,
what do you mean letting him believe?
I don't know what
you
that
just
means.
said
That's what I'm saying.
she's letting him be.
I didn't say anything about let.
Yeah, I didn't say
I didn't
nothing
say
either.
anything about let. I did not. I just said he's a bum. And we both agreed that this bum, when we say bum, we mean somebody who's not contributing anything.
And right.
I
He's
didn't
not
say
the head of
anything about
household.
let. He should
He
not be
is
the head of
though.
household. He
I
should
say he
not be the
should.
head of household.
I
He
say he
should
Wait,
not
should.
wait,
be.
listen to Myron. What
However,
you say, Myron?
Myron said he
I say
should.
he should.
And I
He
disagree with
should
Myron.
he should be the head of
Listen,
household.
yes, let me tell you why.
Yeah, you done lost it.
If you walk up to the pier, here we go with this boat, right? You walk up to the pier, right? And you got this
Hmm.
old rundown, ratty, old drunk captain, right? With the bottle in his hand, he got a wooden leg. And you decide to get on that boat, he's the captain. I say don't get on the boat with him.
I
But
Don't get
agree.
on the
again,
boat.
if he's a
Don't get on
bum,
the
he
boat
don't
and
have a
start
boat.
judging him.
He got on
Now he
her
still
boat
got
and
a
she
boat.
let him.
He
Listen,
might still
the
have a boat.
boat
He might still have a boat, even
it's
as a
not a
bum. The
boat.
boat might be all he has.
Look, it's not a boat. It's a ship. It's a relationship. Okay. So
That was
you get on
slick.
this.
I'll give you points
If
for
you
that.
if
I'll
you
give you
thank you,
points for
sir.
that, Mark. That's a bar.
If you get on this man's ship, if y'all walk on the ship together, if he is the captain, I would advise you not to walk on the boat with that. And don't get on the boat and start judging him. You walked on the boat. You
Listen.
Which
got to
is
go
which
by
is
the
true.
captain's rules.
So
That's
and
it.
and I
He the
can agree with
captain.
that.
Abandon ship.
I can
Abandon
agree with
Right.
that.
ship.
Abandon
I can
ship. Or
agree with
don't
the
get on.
judgment, but it there are women out there who are totally fine with being the captain. You're saying he still needs to be the captain if they're in a relationship. There are some women
Women
who want to
can't
be
be
the
the
captain.
captain.
What?
Y'all
Right.
can't be captains.
There are some
Ooh.
women who want to be that captain.
Ooh. Ooh. That's
Y'all
a different
can't be
conversation.
captains. No,
I
look.
was almost with him until he said that. Until he said y'all can't be
Yeah.
captains.
Yeah, he wildin', nigga.
Y'all
He
can't be
wildin'.
captains, huh?
Okay,
Y'all
so
can't
what we
be
don't have the
captains.
I'm
equipment?
getting off
What
that boat.
qualifies us as a captain, man?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
getting
getting
off.
to a
I'm
lot.
getting
Cause
off
You know what
my
I'm
you
boat.
saying?
wildin'.
That's That's getting into a
Oh,
lot. But no,
Yeah, a
yeah,
y'all
whole
got it.
lot.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah. No,
I don't
it's
know if
I
too
we
late
got
to get
mean,
time to
that
unpack
conversation.
that one.
We gotta bring this
if you
conversation back. We gotta bring this
if
conversation
you
back.
believe in the Bible, you should agree with me. That's all I'm saying.
It's a lot in the Bible that will go with him being the captain, but not a bum.
Well, I don't know what you mean. It's the
A
man is the
man who
captain.
don't work don't eat. Like that don't make him the captain.
What that mean? You ain't gonna
That was
eat
a good
too?
retort. That was a good retort.
No,
Ooh, that was a good
no.
retort.
If we on the ship and the captain don't work, then y'all the crew ain't gonna eat. You gonna have to
Nah,
be
that ain't what the
fasting for a
Bible
bit.
say. It say a man who don't work don't eat. See, Myra, we gonna have to come back for this because I need to know the
Yeah, yeah. This needs to
qualifications.
be a full episode.
Now
Y'all
that
both
you
on
fully
screen.
disclose
Whole
that a
nine.
woman cannot be the captain, I need to
Listen, we
know.
going
I
yeah,
can't
we
be the
gonna rap on
captain,
that.
yeah.
We gonna rap on that. We gonna rap on that. We are going to end this episode on that cliffhanger. Cliffhanger, because we gotta come back and have that conversation. And I know Mish gonna want some of that
I
conversation
know
too.
she do.
Ooh,
Oh, I'm done then.
Mm.
ooh. I might need to see if I could bring another brother in and not just play moderator the whole episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That,
y'all gonna
that
try
might
to
be a
3-on-1
goodie.
me.
That might be a good. That's why I said I might have to bring. No, I might have to bring somebody else who believe what you believe, and let's set it up like a 2-on-2. And I'll just say there's the moderator. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
don't bring
Uh,
nobody that believe what he believe. Just bring another man.
No, no, that's gonna make it
no.
interesting. That's gonna make it interesting because Misha's gonna agree with you. If she wasn't gonna agree with you, then I could bring somebody else in who might disagree with him. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
It
saying?
don't
but
really
Now,
matter.
clearly
You
he
can't
needs
win that.
somebody with
I
captain
automatically
qualifications to
I
make him
automatically don't.
understand.
I'm not bringing
It
nobody
don't
on my
matter.
podcast who don't have captain qualifications. Just to be
No, I'm
clear.
saying according to Myron's criteria, he has to be a man. So he
Right.
has to be a captain to help Myron understand what
Y'all can
we're
be a
saying.
captain of your own
We can
ship.
agree, but Myron's not going to care because we are not capable of being captains.
Listen, every
Nah, it's not gonna
conversation
matter
don't
because what
end
I'm
in
saying is
agreement.
right.
Every
Well,
conversation with a lot of conversations with Myron don't necessarily end in agreement, but they be good conversations regardless because the exchange of ideas be really good. So we're gonna have to definitely bring this one back. We're gonna wrap right there. Women can't be captains.
yeah,
Wow,
you
wow, I
wild for
did
that.
not
I
see
mean,
Right.
we
that
was
coming.
we was cool before that with Myron. Now we beefing. We
Can't be
beefing,
captains,
man.
bro.
We
I
beefing.
did not see that one coming. I might have to
Y'all want to
preview
be
that.
captains, but y'all can't be captains. That's how
I
it
We
might
goes.
have
don't
to
always want to be
preview that.
captains. Sometimes we have to be.
Ooh,
No, no,
ooh,
no,
yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Y'all
This
first
gonna
mate
be a good one.
running
First
shit.
mates, that's cute.
Oh man,
Y'all the first
oh,
mate running the shit. You're not a
Yeah.
captain.
oh man. Yeah,
So
no,
so what are we doing before y'all come along?
no, 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 no,
All right,
no,
all
no,
right, all
no.
right, all
Stop
right, all
it.
right. Nothing else,
Stop it.
nothing else.
Let's save it. Let's save it. Let's
That
save
little
it. Let's save it.
rowboat.
This is about to get
Y'all
good.
captain that little
This is about to
Ooh,
get
rowboat.
yeah,
That's
good.
not the
yo. Good
same
This is about
night,
thing.
to get
yo.
good. This is
He
about to
said
get
we on
good.
the rowboat now.
That
I'm
little
done.
rowboat. That little
Hey,
rowboat
we
ain't gonna
going
get you nowhere.
hey,
Yo.
we gonna wrap this right here. Women
Ooh,
not allowed to be
wait.
captains. This will
Wow.
be this will be a returning topic, full fledged. I'm talking about from the top of the podcast to the wrap. That's gonna be we go with that. I'm not gonna promise y'all it's gonna be next week, but don't worry, I'll drop a trailer for it for sure.
Now do me a
I'll drop a
favor.
trailer
When
for
you
it like a
do,
movie.
this what I want.
Okay.
I want you to put me on the rowboat. And I want you to put him
Put me on the ark.
put
Put me
him
on
on
the
the
ark,
yacht,
baby.
yo. Put him on
Where
the
was Noah?
yacht.
Look, when Noah's wife, where was Noah's wife during the flood? You know what I'm saying? Where
Listen,
was she
stop,
at?
stop, stop,
All right,
stop,
go
stop,
ahead.
stop,
Go
stop, bro. Stop, bro. Stop,
Yeah.
bro.
ahead.
Stop, bro. Don't give up no more tape. Come on, man.
All
I got an
right,
album
all
to
right.
drop, and you try to give up all the you try to give up all
I
the
got a
songs.
1,000 bars, bro. I got a
Yeah.
thousand of them.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah.
Get
We
your
got we
tapes
gotta we
ready.
gotta save that. We gotta save it for that. All right, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all both for jumping in the chat and for turning this episode to something that I did not plan on. It was really an interesting conversation. Not to mention, I think that it's an important conversation that prospective couples need to have. Like y'all
Yes.
need to be able to, Keisha and Myron ain't got to agree on this, but if you want to be with a woman and you as a woman want to be with that man, y'all got to come to an agreement on this
That's
for
right.
sure,
Gotta
for
be in
Agreed.
sure,
agreement.
for
Agreed.
sure, for sure. But thank you for everybody who's going to watch this, everybody who's going to like, everybody who's going to comment, everybody who's going to share. Please do all of those things. If you are not subscribed to Life Be Life, we need you to get us to 200 subscribers. So go ahead and make yourself one. Share a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Um,
That's
Thank
right.
you for all the lifers, everybody who's part of the Lifeline. We appreciate you. If you want to be part of the Lifeline and you're not, hit me up on Facebook, Nia Charles, or even hit up the inbox for Life Be Life and she be the Life Be Life and page on Facebook, and I will add you. Um, that being said, on behalf of A.C.E, our brother, that's who he always be. He who's in the chat and on the conversation, the sponsor of Two Kings 2 and 5 and Life Be Life, and the owner of Simply the Shade Catering and co-owner of Second Line Express. On behalf of the number one chat fan, Myron Hyman himself, and on behalf of our co-host in absentia, Mimi the Goddess, aka Big Niche. As I always say, be smart, be respectful, be patient. Be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people gonna make it impossible, folks. Don't worry about that. But please make sure every single day, take the time to be kind to yourselves because you cannot pour out of an empty cup. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. We up out of here though.